You know that bottle of ketchup sitting in your fridge door? Yeah, that one. It seems pretty simple, right? But what if I told you that inside that bottle is a wild story about climate change, our health, and believe it or not, the future of the entire global economy?
I mean, just think about how powerful this stuff is. Ketchup is in an incredible 97% of American homes. It's not just another condiment, it's practically a cultural institution, a permanent fixture on our tables.
And that's really the big question we're diving into here. We're going to look at this everyday sauce not as something you just put on fries, but as a surprisingly accurate indicator of some of the biggest changes happening in our world right now.
Okay, so to really get this, we first have to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of the ketchup industry. It is way bigger than you probably think.
Yeah, you heard that right. We're talking about a massive, multi-billion-dollar global business. This isn't just a handful of big brands, it's this incredibly complex economic web that touches almost every part of the globe. And what's really important to remember here is that what happens in this market has ripple effects everywhere else.
And right now, the whole market is being pulled in two different directions. It's this fascinating global tug of war. You could call it the Great Ketchup Divide.
See, on one side, you've got North America. It's a huge market, sure, but it's mature, it's saturated. Growth is pretty slow because, let's be honest, almost everyone who wants ketchup already has it. Here, it's all about brand loyalty. But then, on the other side, you have the Asia-Pacific region, and this is where all the action is. It's the high-growth frontier, fueled by things like urbanization and more people having more money to spend. This chart tells you everything you need to know. Look at market share. North America is still the biggest slice of the pie, sitting on around 37%. But then look at growth. North America is kind of chugging along at about 4%, while the Asia-Pacific market is absolutely exploding at over 7%. This one little comparison shows us exactly where the future of ketchup is headed.
Now, this global tug of war isn't just happening between continents, it's also happening right there inside the product itself.
So if you look at what people are actually buying, no big surprise, traditional, regular old ketchup is still king. It's got a solid 71.5% of the market. That classic flavor is the foundation of the whole industry. You know, flavored varieties like spicy or smoky, they're growing, but they're still a much smaller piece of the puzzle.
But wait, here's the twist. The most important fight isn't about flavor at all. It's about the ingredients. The showdown between conventional ketchup and its healthier, organic cousin is literally reshaping the entire industry.
And it's all being driven by this one big thing, the health-conscious shift. People, you and me, we're way more aware of things like high sugar content and salt, and we're starting to demand cleaner, more natural options. This isn't some niche little trend anymore. It is a major market force.
Just look at these numbers. Conventional ketchup is growing at a respectable 5% a year. But organic ketchup? Whoa, it's skyrocketing, with a growth rate as high as 15%. This shows you that even though organic is a smaller slice of the pie today, it's where all the energy, all the innovation is happening right now.
So we've got a geographic divide, and we've got a product divide. But there's another layer to this whole thing, the insane business pressures that are squeezing manufacturers from all sides.
To really get the business of ketchup, just imagine being squeezed from all directions. From one side, you've got the tomato suppliers who have a ton of power. One bad harvest and your costs go through the roof. From the other side, you have brutal competition. Not just from other ketchup brands, but from every other sauce trying to get on that burger. It's a real pressure cooker.
And a huge piece of that pressure comes directly from the source, the tomato fields themselves. Climate change is causing what the industry calls weather woes and supply chain snags, which is just a businessy way of saying their main ingredient is getting more expensive and harder to find.
To put a real number on that, global tomato production costs jumped by 8% in just 1 year. That is a massive hit that puts a direct squeeze on profits for every single bottle that gets made.
And while costs are going up, the competition isn't taking a break. Ketchup is in a constant dogfight for space on our plates against this growing army of other sauces, from mustard and mayo to sriracha and barbecue sauce. So yeah, the squeeze is coming from both ends, rising costs and crazy rivalry.
So, with all these pressures, geographic, consumer, economic, how does a brand not just stay afloat, but actually win? Well, the answer seems to be a multi-part strategy for the future.
Here are the 4 keys to victory. Number 1, you've got to prioritize that high-growth Asia-Pacific market. 2, you have to diversify your products to grab that health-conscious consumer with organic and new flavors.
3, you need to build a tougher, more resilient supply chain to deal with the climate. And 4, you have to innovate the experience itself. Think new packaging for people on the go.
Ultimately, success in the future of ketchup isn't about ditching that classic red bottle. Not at all. It's about this really delicate balancing act. You have to keep your loyal, traditional customers happy, while at the same time pushing the boundaries for a whole new generation of consumers.
Which brings us right back to where we started. That simple bottle of ketchup is, in so many ways, a reflection of our world. A world pulled between tradition and innovation, between what we're used to and what's coming next. The real question is, what's it going to tell us next?